When was the last time you took a leap of faith, trusting that everything is going to work out? Do you crave growth, or are you merely content with the status quo? If you want more out of your life, out of your career, and out of your relationships, you are in the right place. Take the leap and discover how to create a life by design rather than living it by default. Real success starts with you. Now here's your host, Colleen Biggs.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Take the Leap. As always, I am your host, Colleen Biggs. And today we are going to be talking about my favorite subject, building business. But today it's got a little spin on it, building a bulletproof business. Yvonne Hyman is here with us today. She is an expert on this for over 15 years. So I'm excited to be able to talk with her where she can share some amazing nuggets for each one of you on what you can start implementing today to build a bulletproof business. But before we get to Yvonne, I want to thank our sponsor of today's show, Animated Holiday Lights. At our company, we are dedicated to transforming spaces into extraordinary wonderlands through our expertly crafted permanent light installations. With a team of skilled professionals and a passion for spreading joy and cheer, we strive to create captivating light displays that leave a lasting impression, and you never need to climb a ladder again. Our lights can dance to music, any song, any color, any holiday. From residential homes to commercial properties, our permanent light installations are designed to enhance the beauty and festive spirit of any location. We take pride in our attention to detail, using high-quality materials and advanced techniques to create stunning visual experiences that surpass expectations. Join us on this magical journey as we bring the holiday spirit to life through our dancing permanent light installations, explore our portfolio, and see the transformative power of our work. Visit animatedlights.com today and let us celebrate an enchanting holiday experience that will leave a lasting impression. Thank you, Animated Holiday Lights, for sponsoring today's episode, which is actually 131, Yvonne. Let me tell you about Yvonne. She is the CEO and founder of AskYVI.com and the leading ClickUp evangelist, as well as a passionate business efficiency and scalability consultant, mindset coach, and LP master practitioner and speaker. Using her knowledge for over 15 years running multiple businesses, she helps her clients organize, strengthen, and streamline their business into profitability and success. She is a force to be reckoned with. Yvonne, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's fun joining you this time.
Absolutely. I was just on your podcast not too long ago, and I love swapping podcasts. And that, building a bulletproof business is building digital SEO footprint. So, that's definitely tip number one we can give you right off the bat right here is to build that, you need to be on other people's platforms.
And that's how you build relationships.
It's like when they say to invest using other people's money, you use other people's platforms. Same thing. And that's how you're able to build that digital footprint because they're promoting their podcast and you on their podcast. And so that helps build your SEO on Google. So ding, ding, ding. First little tip of the day. So Yvonne, you really had a huge leap when you started over a while back when your husband passed away. Did you want to tell us that story so we can get a little background of where you've come from and, what qualifies you to be a business building bulletproof, master?
Leaping is pretty much a new habit of mine. No, actually an old new habit. It just is ingrained in me. I'm from growing up in East Germany, immigrating to the States, being an undocumented immigrant for 7 years. It's my first 25 years have been quite interesting. Yeah. The big leap was end of 2014. After 2 years, my husband passed away from cancer. So I had pretty much put my business on hold for 2 years. Everything was on ice. I completely had to start up again from zero. There was no life insurance. There was no property. There was literally nothing at the beginning of 2015. And that's kind of when, what do you do? For me, it's always there's really just two choices. I either way see the ground from the top or from the bottom. And I decided to keep watching the the ground from the top. And it's like, okay, so we are doing this. We are rebuilding yet again after all the things we've already done in the past. And that's when really my passion came up of, I don't want other women to go through this. And it doesn't have to be this big of an experience. Often enough, moms taking care of their family or just a relationship that doesn't work out. We often start over, but how often do we as women put all our eggs in one basket and we don't have, I don't want to call it a backup plan, but we don't have our own business. We don't have our own finances. I hear so many stories where it's like, yeah, but I don't know how to get out of it, or I don't know how to make it happen. And I'm like, whoa. We all got our passions. We all got our thing. Let's turn this into something that can give you the mental and financial freedom to do what you want to do, to live the life you want to live, however that looks like. Yeah. Did I mention I'm passionate about that?
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I feel that no matter what anyone says, money gives you options. It provides you options, whether it's passive income or money that's earned. If you're earning money, and I have a client right now that she wasn't making enough money per month in her business, which is why she hired me. To be able to have choices in her relationship, that she's not married, she's living with somebody. And even when she wanted to move out, she felt stuck and said, I can't because I don't make enough money to begin with. And she's not married to that person. It's not like they're divorcing and there's alimony or any of that. Right. Yeah. So that was a huge concern of hers. And
it's just in general, that freedom of choice.
Yes.
The freedom of choice. I had to move to San Diego. You know how many friends I have that are like, you pay what for one bedroom? But yeah, that's my freedom of choice. I love living here.
Yeah.
So making the money to be able to have that freedom of choice. Yeah. Having the freedom of choice to put your kids in the schools you want to be put in. Having the freedom of choice of traveling. It doesn't even have to be a negative annotation to it. Just having that choice. It's priceless.
Yeah, I'm happy to report my client is making enough money now. She's looking for a house to turn into a studio. So she has options. She's not necessarily saying, hey, I'm going to break up this relationship and move a different direction. But I will tell you that she's much happier knowing that she has choices. And it really creates that freedom and that happiness, just like you said. And that's important. And Yvonne and I support that mission. Now, we could talk all day long about the different ways to generate income in your business, but building a bulletproof business, that's a different mindset. So talk to us through building a bulletproof business. What are some of the keys to that? What is that, like a recession-proof business? Is that like a business where you always have income to pay your bills? Talk us through that.
Bulletproof to me means can run without you at any given time. So one of the first big things is it needs to be able to run without you. You don't want to work 24/7 and have to micromanage everything and have to be there.
Yeah.
I learned it the hard way, taking 2 years off of my business, having to rebuild it again. But again, it doesn't always have to have that negative annotation. Maybe you just want to take 2 weeks off and go to Italy or do the Eat, Pray, Love thing, or just take a breather to get back into your creative. So the first level is this business needs to be able to be sustainable without you having a heart attack, stepping away from it for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months.
Yeah.
And then secondary really is that recession proof. Yes, it's always a big thing in the news and all the things. Business always goes up and down. There's enough businesses out there that are making more money in a recession that they have done before. So if they can do it, you can do it too. It's really my business can withstand anything.
I'm glad
that's
that you
the goal
said that.
with the bulletproof business of, you don't have, It's a freedom of, you don't have to worry about, you don't have to make decisions based in fear because you can't step away from your business, because somebody up there in the politics decided to make a crazy decision. So what? You go, guys, go crazy. My business is bulletproof and it's strong. Whatever you guys do, I can roll with the punches. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to make a decision based in fear.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I run a community, the Leap community, and women will say often to me, well, I hear the market shrinking. I hear that people aren't buying big offers anymore. I hear that, I've got to lower my prices. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're adjusting your everything you offer based on the environment. And that's good to do in something like a pandemic, when if you have a brick and mortar store and it shuts down and the only way to get clients is to go online, that's a good pivot. But not just because you're hearing the market is restricting, should you start changing your pricing, because a friend of mine just had a launch and they sold $3,700,000 programs in a day. So people are still buying high ticket programs that exist out there, and they're still spending the money. Go to any restaurant, go to any coffee shop, go to any store, department store where you're shopping, and see how many Amazon trucks are on the road delivering packages. Money is in plenty still. So maybe it's not that they're shrinking and not spending the money. Maybe it's that they're not spending the money on what you have. Right. I always say, kind of look in the mirror at what are you offering and how are you offering that? And how does that fit in today's environment, right? What you're offering. If a lot of people are struggling to grow businesses and generate income, then obviously business coaches have to have a good message during that time to be able to achieve getting those specific clients. Same for speaking. Just because we weren't speaking on physical stages didn't mean we still couldn't speak. There were a ton of virtual stages that happened within about 45 days of the shutdown happening. It just took 45 days for everyone to pivot, figure it out, and start rolling with it, right? And some people have just made massive businesses off of the virtual speaking stages.
I have seen, because you mentioned COVID, I have seen, and even my business too, that grew through COVID, where now suddenly, and COVID is actually a fun in business terms, time to experience, because I was like, so many things that I was trying, that I was working on people to understand, they now suddenly had to pivot. They now suddenly had to understand it. How often do we have businesses? I don't want to be on video. Do you know how much connection you can make with how many people all at the same time going on video? Don't get me wrong. I still love in person. But there were so many things that I have been teaching, and I've been watching so many people just not taking on that knowledge. And suddenly COVID came around and I'm like, told you. I'm like, my clients know. They know. I'm like, do you really want to hear it? I always warn them before I bring on the told you.
Yeah.
But it's been fun watching people pivot throughout COVID. Yes, we had a lot of bad times there too, but we also had a lot of good times where now suddenly businesses grew and bloomed because people were pushed out of their comfort zone.
That's right. I agree with that. So you talk about business efficiency. And before we got on live, you were talking to me a little bit more about the mindset. So creating a business that they love. Let's expand a little bit on that, Yvonne, and how, who that ideal person is that you find that comes to you and you're like, oh, this is the perfect client for me because this is where I thrive, and helping them build. Are you finding that women are going after building, or men are going after building businesses because they're passionate about it, or because they think this is what I have to do to make me money? What are you finding is happening out there?
It's a collection of both of those. Right. A lot that I work with are passionate. Some experience, something got them to a point where I want to fix this. Mm-hmm. The problem in business is, and some business coaches out there tell you, don't build your business in a passion. I say otherwise because me, as well as my clients, that passion is what drives us. What you need to do, though, is build room to go play and be creative outside of that passion. Because what's going to happen when you build your business, you build it on that passion, and at some point it's going to turn into a full-fledged business, which means your passion that you have initially might turn into, oh my God, I don't want to talk about this today again. That's why some business coaches out there tell you to not build a business on your passion, because it's an emotion. You can lose that. It can change. Yeah. But I promise you that passion is still in you. You just need to build your day, your business around knowing that at some point you're going to hit a piece in your business where it's like, why am I doing this? I talked about this 100,000 times. Yeah, but there's still 100,000 people out there that still are learning this. Mm-hmm. So building room and generating a container for you to still be inspired, to still play around, to do different webinars where your core offer, your core delivery is the same, but you still get to play. You still get to be creative. You still get to feed that passion to get past that moment of, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Because I guarantee you that is just a limited time frame in that growth. And once you are past this, now you suddenly have a repeatable business that you are excited about. And you can rinse and repeat your processes, your teaching, and your clients' results. And when you have repeatable processes, now the scaling possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. So I had created a mastermind because growing up, I had this group of girlfriends. We would go to Mexico. We would spend the weekend together once a year, twice a year. And it was my time just to not be a mom, not be a wife. I could just be Colleen, right? They helped me with so much. I'm telling you, Yvonne, like so much. They would help me in hormones that were coming up because they were older than me, or if I had issues with my husband, or if I had guilt being a mom, whatever it was. They help me just kind of mold my life and give me these great ideas. And we would just talk about things constantly. And when I started my mastermind, I thought to myself, I want a group of women around me that inspire me, that challenge me, that want to give me great advice, that want to collaborate with me. I want to give them great advice and collaborate with them. No one's selling to each other. We're just here to support, and we want the support and we want to give the support. And I want to travel because I like to do that, not at home. Again, yep. I just want to be Colleen walking in a door where we can just chill out. So I literally put it together exactly the way I wanted my lifestyle to be and how I wanted it to be, and invited other women to join in it with me. And I said, I'll do all the organizing. I'm just going to invite you in to join with me. And that became one of the pieces of my business that I've been doing now. This is my third year. We leave tomorrow to go to Charleston, South Carolina. So what one thing have you done in your business, Yvonne, that aligns with doing it to where it becomes a bulletproof business, but at the same time, you aligned it with a passion and something you love, and you're so happy because, you know, it's like my retreats. I do them every year. I love them because I make money off them. At the same time, I'm just in my happy place for 5 days, right? What have you done that, you've brought into your business that you love?
My creative outlet is actually my YouTube channel. I get to play around. It's a combination of things where I get to teach, I get to play around, I get to showcase, but I also get to step out of my comfort zone where YouTube is giving you immediate feedback. And I'm like, I've done YouTube for 5 years. It's like, I got that down, but I love learning. I love diving into new things and playing and doing. I can literally get lost in YouTube for 2 weeks. YouTube gives me that outlet of testing new things, of here we have played. And my analytics in YouTube literally give me feedback of, Evie, your storytelling sucks because nobody stuck around to watch the whole video. And really just that testing, that learning, that looking at numbers, at doing something different. Because I do easily get stuck in this way is the way to do it. And YouTube is like, yeah, no, it's not.
See how we're so different? Like, I would think I was in YouTube jail for 2 weeks if someone said, Colleen, I just want you to do a bunch of videos, play around on YouTube, push out some content. I would just be like, what? No, I don't want to do that. Like, that does not sound fun to me at all, right? Like, obviously you can tell I like to travel. I like to be in the moment. I like to be in person with people. And that's like my passion. And you're like, you want to be creative. And I'm like, I don't want to be creative at all. Like, let's just pick a city and go there. Okay. Let's just all go to this city. I don't want to be creative. So interesting how each one of us and all of our listeners out there have also built different legs of things in their business that they love to do. I love sharing spotlights with women. I love putting them in the spotlight, and it never pains me. I don't ever feel competitive with them. I just love having other women share about what they do. And I want them to be successful, because when one woman rises, we all rise, and we can all rise together if we continue to keep bringing up the next generation and teaching and training and molding and being the example. And the only way we're going to be the example of that generation of women coming together, Evie, right, is if all of us are willing to collaborate and help each other, empower and elevate at the same time.
And that's the magic what happens when I actually just came up on that tagline last night for my new program. This is the magic that happens when you build your business focused inside. We can learn all the things. We can learn all the sales funnels and the tools and the project management. And you have to be on YouTube, and you have to do Facebook ads, and you have to do all the things. Guess what? Colleen doesn't want to be on YouTube. She doesn't want to create YouTube videos, and I have fun with it. So when you pull the information and you test drive things that other people tell you is the single solution to your problem.
It's not.
Test drive it. And does it align with your values? Does it align with your goals? Does it align with how you want to run your life? If you're not focusing on your life first, what are you doing with your business? We are not running a business to just pay for our life. We're living a life to run the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where it's like,
we have a lifestyle. We have a life, and it shouldn't be all consuming. You should be creating your schedule and the things you do in your life around what you absolutely love. And it's possible. Evie and I are standing here in front of you today. We're talking to you over the airwaves, telling you it's possible because we've built it. And we're passionate. We're happy. We love what we do every day. There isn't a day that I wake up thinking, oh, I have to go to work today, ever.
I cannot deal. This is one of my red buttons. I do have a few friends that are 9-to-5ers that I literally have listened to for over 2, 3, 5 years at times, that are unhappy in their business, yet nothing changes. And I'm like, why?
Maybe we should leave them with that advice today. If you don't like it, change it. You're right. Thoughts are things. We have the choice and the freedom every day to choose what it is that we want to do. I can choose to stop my mastermind. I can choose to never do a retreat again. I can choose to do 2 retreats a year. I can choose to do whatever I want. I think that is where there's a little confusion. It's like, today why don't we just give the listeners today, Evie, permission to give themselves permission.
Oh my God,
to do whatever it is that they want to do. Change it if you don't like it. Get a different job if you don't like it. I had a client that the same thing happened. I don't like my job. Go get another one.
Change it.
Oh, there's nothing out there. I was like, I'll find something in 5 minutes and send it to you. There is stuff out there, right? If you don't like it, change it. So that's probably a huge tip today. But I also know that AskEvie.tips on YouTube. So we all need to go over there and follow her YouTube channel. Now that you know she plays around and is super crafty on YouTube, we all need to go follow her. She's also available on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. All of these you can go find. They're at the tip of your fingers right there. You have a free gift. Evie, do you want to share that free gift?
Yes, I do. What I have is a workbook as well as a little email funnel that goes along with it to really help everybody listening and watching get their client journey down. I'm about businesses, I'm about processes, I'm about system. And that is the one process that you need to focus on. Everything else is the cherry on top, but your client journey, how do they find you? How do you turn them into a paying client? And how do you make them come back?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing in your business. And we do have that little workshop and workbook for your audience.
Oh, thank you so much for giving that to them. And so all of you, make sure that you're reaching out to her, following her, asking for a follow. That's easy because now you can decide for yourself. Do I like her or do I not like her? That's why I tell everyone, follow me on Instagram. You can decide right away. Do I like it that she posts about her businesses and her grandkids and, her events and people in her community? And, sometimes it's just raw stuff of me dancing in my living room because I got a new couch. Maybe they don't like that and maybe they don't want to follow me anymore. It's easy to unfollow someone. Yep. It's easy to unsubscribe from a newsletter. But I always say, see if you like that person because you just might be attracted to their personality. And most of the time, a lot of us are delivering good content. So you're going to get something from it, right? Just like a podcast. You're walking out of here today with tips that we already gave you. And biggest of all, we gave you permission for you to give yourself permission to change whatever you want to change.
There's so many potential clients out there. Yeah. There is enough of the right ones that align with how you want to run your business.
1,000%. So Evie, thank you so much for being on today's show. You were a fabulous guest. I absolutely love your energy. It's like you and I are like from the same mother. Somehow along the way, like we have a lot of the same fire and drive. And I think that's what makes us so good at what we do. But I have to say, Boss Your Business is your podcast. And we didn't mention that. So Boss Your Business is her podcast. Go find that podcast, download it. You can see all the other guests and everything she's been doing for years over there. So please download that podcast as well. And I'm just going to remind everyone, listen, here's how it goes. You're the only you that's ever been. You're the only you that's ever going to be. Sorry, but you are. And one day you're going to die. In fact, every single day we're working toward that end game. So I've never really heard, there's books written on this. I've never really heard someone say, I wish I would have worked more. I wish I didn't have as much money. I wish I, didn't spend as much money or time with my family. Everyone, the top 5 things that thousands of people have said are, I wish I would have spent more time with my family. I wish I would have had more money. I wish I would have not worked as hard. I wish I would have enjoyed moments more. And, these are the things. These are the things as human beings that not only help you live longer, but create happiness for you. So are you happy? Go ahead, Evie.
You know what? I literally just read that yesterday. I think it's in the 4 Agreements where I think that's which book it was, where I read that we think our biggest fear is dying. However, that's not our biggest fear. Our biggest fear is living.
Love it. And it was the 4 Agreements. That was the 4 Agreements. So we'll leave you with that today. And on that note, we'll see you next week. So for all of you out there, thank you for being loyal listeners. Be you and be strong. And until next time, bye-bye for now.
We hope you enjoyed our show today, as our guests shared their secrets on designing their life by taking the necessary leaps to expand their influence and attract the right people and clients into their lives. To start these easy steps for yourself, be sure to visit www.colleenbiggs.net/freebies to download the 7 ways to increase your exposure today.